Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kids TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, and hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You'll be amongst one of the first to receive. Now, with no further ado, let's get into this evening's video, if you will. Actually, allow me to correct myself. Let's get into this morning's video, if you will. For you all that never seen the at this point, I'm not editing my videos yet. So when I mess up, I just manually rewind, if you will, and correct myself. It's 12:11 a.m. Feeling myself. Just got off work not long ago. Birthday was yesterday, October 24th. And I'm just happy to be here another year, So I'm definitely just, excited and want to just log in and talk to my favorite people, my YouTube family. So for all of you all that rock with me, I definitely appreciate you all to the fullest. You know what I mean? I was thinking, and I realized I forgot what in the hell this video was supposed to be about. Another year down, I guess my memory is starting to dissipate, if you will. I totally forgot what this video was going to be about. So guess what? I got to just freestyle it and come off the top of my head. But whatever I come with, pause, double pause. Whatever topic that I speak of is going to be a real life event. I'll talk about something that people ask me about a lot. That's taking showers in the penitentiary. I was just watching a Fleece Johnson video a couple days ago. If you're not familiar with Fleece Johnson, go check him out. Google Fleece Johnson. They have a YouTube channel, Hustler Spirit 502. Hustler Spirit 502. They're out of Louisville, Kentucky. Big Lee, Big Lee along with Fleece Johnson, they do a great job and put out real content. A lot of people, it's a little much for them, but it's actual penitentiary content of what really, really goes on in the pen. He was speaking of taking showers in prison and exactly how that works. For some reason, people are intrigued with what goes on in the penitentiary. I have one individual that he tells me that he's obsessed with, prison shows. Locked Up, Raw and Abroad and anything that's dealing with prison. He's obsessed, and he has no desire to go to prison. But he's very, very intrigued as far as how prisoners live. To each his own. To each his own. But nevertheless, I appreciate you watching and tuning in to Real Kids TV. Fleece Johnson was speaking about, when he was in prison, that, and let me say this, Fleece was in an actual penitentiary. He was at Kentucky. He was at Eddyville. Eddyville at the time was the only maximum security prison in the state of Kentucky. Eddyville is where death row is. So for you all, prison connoisseurs, or, the people that are really into prison, Google Eddyville State Penitentiary. Fleece Johnson was there at a time that you didn't want to be in prison. Now, I know it sounds kind of cliche, if you will, because you never want to be in prison. But Fleece served 40 years flat in the state pen, which means he served part of the 70s, 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s in prison, where prison was very, very rough. Prison was very, very, I mean, it was get down or, you know, lay down, so to speak. Now, for you all that don't understand that term, either you're going to do it this way or you're going to get out the way. It's one of the two, but you're going to do one of the two. So you say, well, Real Kens, how do you know? You wasn't there. No, I wasn't there. I definitely wasn't. But I've heard enough stories and I've talked to enough people, and everyone is saying the exact same thing. I'm not calling prison soft now by any stretch of the imagination, but I know that a lot of things that used to go on back when Fleece Johnson was serving his time, it doesn't go on now. They don't have all of the blind spots that they once had. There's so many different cameras and technology now that, don't get me wrong, it still goes down. You still get your issue. And you still get your wig split. Oh, I don't say wig split on this channel. I'm sorry. You still get your noodle pushed all the way backwards. But it's not like it used to be. The violence is nowhere near how it once was. And Fleece was speaking of how it was to take a shower back then. You know, when you go and you take a shower and you're an individual that's not connected, or you're an individual that kind of rides alone and you're not riding with a car is just a clique, a crew. So in the state pen, everybody that's incarcerated, for the most part, is going to be from Kentucky. So you may have this group of guys, they from this county, they from this town, they from this city. And so they kind of ride like that. Okay, they from Louisville. Well, Louisville so big, you might have 4 or 5 different cliques or more from Louisville. You might have your Bowling Green. You might have your Owensboro. You see what I'm saying? You might have your Lexington. Lexington's going to have a couple different cliques. So everybody's clicked up. But if you're in one of those situations to where nobody really knows you and you just kind of riding by yourself, you could potentially have issues. Not saying that you definitely would, but according to what Fleece was saying, you definitely could have some issues. Because he was saying that, you know, nobody's going to bother you initially. They're going to just sit back and watch you. See who you with. See you hanging with. See how much you go to the commissary. See how much you get on the phone. See, all of those things are telltales. And when I say they're telltales, it tells, okay, does this guy got some money? Somebody's sending him some money. If he's going to commissary every week and he's coming back with big bags, $70, $80 bags, but he's not hanging with anybody else, we got to get him. We got to try him. Dude's got knives, man. Dude's got swords in prison. Pause. Double pause. Matter of fact, I shouldn't even said that. Dude's got knives in prison. And especially back then in the 80s, 70s and 80s, early 90s, have no problem using them. So he talked about how when you go to take a shower, apparently at Eddyville, the shower house is outside, apparently. So you have to come out of your dorm and walk to the shower house, take a shower. And I've heard this before, to where when you go in and take your shower, you might have a couple of your partners standing at the door as security. They got them things on them. Or nearby. They got them nearby so that if anything were to happen to you while you're in the shower, they're on it just like that. A lot of bad things happen in the shower in prison, man. Got guys get killed. Got guys that you know, they have their manhood taken. Then you have situations where guys are just voluntarily just in there, just doing their thing. Knowing that there's other people in there, they'll still be in the shower doing their thing. You mind your business. See no evil, hear no evil. You walk in on something like that, oh, my bad, walk right out. I know how it sounds, but that's just the way that it is. And again, I'm imagining, on top of listening to what Fleece Johnson is saying, when he's telling us firsthand, this is how it was, 70s and 80s, early 90s. It was very, very common, according to Fleece, to where guys just openly did their thing right there in front of everybody. That's something that I've never seen, and that's something that I never want to see. Hope that I never, ever, ever, well, I'm thankful that I never ran across anything like that. So again, the guys are standing at the door as security. You go in there, you take a shower, boom, you gone. Everything's everything. Then when it's their turn to take a shower, they have guys standing at the door as security. But the guys that didn't really have security and they were just in the shower, anything could potentially happen. That's a scary situation. That's a scary situation to know I'm going to go in the shower and I don't know what's going to happen, but I have to get in the shower, but I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people are not really clicked up. Now, prison is kind of ran by like, it's different races. So the blacks hang with the blacks, the whites hang with the whites, the Mexicans hang with the Mexicans. You see what I'm saying? Everything, like I said, is you have cliques. So one may ask, well, why wouldn't you have a clique? Why wouldn't you just get in with the clique? It just depends. If don't nobody really know you, especially you wasn't out there in them streets like that, you ain't gonna just be able to just jump in with a clique because they don't know you. Then they may want you to do some dirt just to make sure that you solid. Okay, hold these knives. Make sure that, you know, if anything jumps off, well, you may feel like, hold on, man, I ain't holding these knives, man. If I get caught with these knives, I'm going to get more time. I'm trying to go home. Dudes are not trying to hear that. So if you're not trying to do the necessary things to be down with that particular clique, guess what? You're going to be, you know, on your own. Then them other guys, they see that you on your own, they're going to take advantage of you. You got gangs, you got skinheads, Aryan Nation. I mean, you got all type of different, you know, group of guys, if you will, that you're going to have to deal with all by yourself. You guys in prison is starving, man. You got some people in prison, they people don't send them nothing. You think you just going to go to this commissary every week, and we've been watching you. You think you just going to go to this commissary every week and walk back with this big old bag? And we sitting here having to eat this nasty food out of the chow hall? You got another thing coming, bro. All type of blind spots. At North Point Training Center, Fleece did some time there too. They used to have a tunnel that you used to have to walk through. The blind spot, man. I heard people I've never personally been to North Point, but I've talked to a lot of people that have been to North Point. Dudes will get beat to death and get their bags taken on the way back from commissary. Because they didn't have anybody to that they could ride with. They running up in dudes' cells. You know what it is. Just like on the streets, you know what it is. Get that out. What you gonna do? You a man or you a mouse? You can fight them. Might be 2 or 3 of them. But sometimes they come in with them knives. What you gonna do? A lot of people say, oh man, they just had to kill me. I mean, really? All that sounds good, and I'm not saying that you won't be that way. But if you sitting in your cell and 3 dudes run in on you, they're going to cover their face up. They got sheets over their face and towels over their face. And 2 of them got knives. You really ready to deal with that? Maybe. Maybe not. A lot of that went on according to Fleece back in the day. And I've heard these exact same stories, man. Like I said, now it's still, prison is never good, but there's so many more cameras now. So many more COs. It's not as, it doesn't happen as much as it once did happen. So hopefully you young guys, man, and even if you're not a young guy, just whoever, you hear this message, don't take for granted of being able to jump in your shower at home. See, at home, the beautiful thing about being at home, you don't need security when you go get in the shower. You don't have to go outside and walk to the shower house in the wintertime when it's 5 degrees outside. You can take a shower as long as you want to. You don't have to worry about the water being cold. You don't have to worry about getting into a shower where it's 10 other dudes, 15 other dudes in the shower. People walking in and, watching you when you're in the shower. Dudes over here doing their thing in the shower. And you got to hurry up and get in and out. But nevertheless, you're still in there. See, you don't have to worry about all of that at home. You don't have to worry about going to commissary. You don't have to worry about waiting in a long line just to get on the phone and make a 10, 15-minute call. And hoping that you don't end up getting into it with somebody over the phone because you taking too long, or somebody else wants to use the phone, so they phone check you and hang up on you. Hang up in the middle of your call. Phone check. Like you see on the movies. You don't have to worry about when you come back from the grocery store and somebody's, running up on you to take your bag of groceries. All of these things happen in the penitentiary. So they may not happen the way that they once happened in the 70s and the 80s, but you best believe it may be worse in some scenarios, because them youngsters locked up, man, they'll tell you. I've said it in a couple of my videos. They'll tell you, hey, man, we don't respect our elders. See, back in the day, man, you could kind of talk to these young dudes and they listen to you and, they would have some respect. Now they'll tell you, we don't respect our elders. Now mind your business, old man. For you get some of this. Mind your business. We giving you a pass, mind your business. You ain't got nothing to do with this. Little dudes running around penitentiary, man, 23, 24, 25 years old. Loud, obnoxious. They about whatever. We about whatever, man. Ain't no guns in prison. So if you get into one of them in there, guess what? Man, they're going to stomp you. One fights, they all fight. Unless the dude is like, nah, let me handle this. I got this. Ain't no whooping them. One fight, they all going to fight. They're going to stomp you out. Dudes got knives. It's 15 of them. 1, 2, 3 of you all. What you going to do? Stay out of that environment, man. It's a dirty game in prison, man. I will reiterate. Think about that again. In order to go take a shower, you got to have 2 of your best dudes. security dude standing out side of the shower while you're in there taking a shower. Because you don't know if somebody's going to run in on you. Think about that, how dangerous that is. It's not a game. Especially at Eddyville. Back then, I don't think Eddyville's, nearly as bad now. I know it's still where they have death row at. And I'm sure it's still bad. People make it like, man, all the check-ins go to Eddyville. I don't believe that. And you got guys that go and check in, but they have different reasons for checking in. Checking in just means you tell them that you fear for your life, and you go to the hole, you have your own cell, and you don't really have to be around other people like that. But, some people do that just because they don't want to deal with general population. They don't want to deal with what goes on the yard. Stay out here with your family, man. Be here for them. Do the right thing. Get you a job. Go to school. Get you a trade. I don't care if you go to barber school. Barbers make great money, man. Learn how to do something with your hands. Just anything, but put yourself in a situation where you're in them streets to where people's gunning for you. They, trying to kill you. You trying to kill somebody. You end up catching a body. It's not worth it, man. But I guarantee you, all them dudes that's locked up now, they get a left arm, left leg to get out and have another opportunity in life, man. But nah, they got 40 years and they have to do 85% of their time, man. Ain't nothing cool about that. Just imagine, you get a 40-year sentence, you got to do 85% of your time. What's that, 34 years? Makes no sense, man. Real Kens TV, man. Hopefully I put something on your mind. Sorry if the video got a little graphic. I tried my best not to really, but I had to be real about the situation. Feel free to share the video. Definitely subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that post notification. Anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You'll be one of the first to receive it. Had a couple people tell me that, they're not receiving notifications anytime I drop a video. So, go in, check your settings. I'm going to check mine, and we're going to figure this thing out. Just know that Real Kens is going to continue to drop. So if you haven't seen a video from me in a few days, just, go on to my channel and see what's going on, if you will. Because I don't know what's going on. Real Kens TV, man. Stay out with your family and stay out of these penitentiaries, man. Till next time.